お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with a new live reaction. We are here with My Hero Academia, chapter 340, and I'm pretty sure it is still, we're still in the whole, how we all became heroes stuff. I think this is part 3 now. So, let's get right into it and see what is going on in the world of My Hero. Alright. Central Hospital. To collaborate in secret with this key facility, several police stations have moved their bases of operations nearby. League of Villains / Paranormal Liberation Front Counter Force HQ. We're awaiting Aoyama's exam results. This business with Aoyama means we'll be forced to take decisive action all at once. We've deemed each of you here to be trustworthy based on certain factors, considering your situations and actions. So, we're ready to move ahead with this conversation. Endeavor, Genius, and the other big heroes are in command out in the field at the moment. And since this classified meeting had to be thrown together in a hurry, we're keeping our circle nice and small. Safety first and all. Taking every precaution. Wild pussycats. Ragdoll. But still, come on. I sure wish Ryoko and the gang could be here, meow. Sorry about that. It's not like we doubt their loyalty or anything. Meow? Meow! I love the comedy between Hawks and Ragdoll. This is great. Awesome. They're out there using my search quirk for evil, meow. So I'm here to help however I can. Let's hear the key points of this plan. Whether we're taking about plan A or plan B, what we have to do now, no matter what, is split them up. Based on the data recorded during Star and Stripes battle, Tomura Shigaraki is now far more powerful than even All for One, and everyone who witnessed the fight in Camino has a decent idea of All for One's strength. Also, they have that mind meld they exploited when attacking Tartarus. This goes beyond just the communication via radio waves, but it's not clear to what extent they actually share thoughts with each other. Should they attack together, we have no hope of victory. Then why didn't they double team Star? She could have spoken his name, All for One, meaning New Order's rules would have worked on him, I think. To win this war, we need to get those two at least 10 kilometers apart. That's the bare minimum requirement. Of course, they'll do everything they can to make sure that won't happen. That's right, Tsukuuchi. I love that he's older now and he has like the whole like beard and mustache, kind of like what I have, like this. Pretty cool. Like I like that we're seeing, like, I know that we're, further ahead in time from when we met him before, but now we get to see him like actually have facial hair, which I know that not many manga kind of have facial hair on characters, especially ones that are, a little bit older. We do see those, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's good to see character designs change a little bit through the course of this story, and I'm kind of glad that he now has facial hair and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Um, that far spreading, all-consuming fire and the terror it instills. It's a threat we became aware of through the attack on the kids' training camp. Yes, will be stonewalled so long as Dabi joins their vanguard. So splitting up All for One and Shigaraki means getting Dabi out of the way too. Not just Dabi. Exactly. All of them. Every one of the enemy's major operatives. We must divide and conquer, one by one. To that end, we have to lure each of these villains to their defeat. Oh, is that all? Pretty optimistic thinking. Easier said than done. Fair enough. Which is why we need a strategy to make that happen. You mean Aoyama. The boy is still in turmoil. Born quirkless, his very life was exploited as a resource. I sympathize, but we're weighing our own feelings against the fate of the world. And the fact remains that he turned his back on decent society. Based on my position, I have no choice but to proceed with caution. I choose to have faith in young Aoyama. I want to trust him, but I do trust his teacher, Shota Aizawa. After a full exam, we found no irregularities. Brainwaves were normal too. So Lady Nagin's fate was courtesy of something All for One obtained after his grand defeat by All Might. In retrospect, if he'd really planted an explosive ability in the boy that would trigger it in the event of betrayal, then why murder that other peon as a lesson? Why threaten the family with death by lying to him? Why leave anything to the imagination? The only thing All for One planted was a seed of fear inside the boy and his parents. Are you scared? We see him jolt. You won't find many friends in life that'll stick up for you like that. What do you fear? All for One himself? Yes. I'm also scared that I can never sparkle and shine as they do. The more they express their faith in me, the more I lose faith in myself. Even if I can't take the hand they offer. If I find myself face to face with All for One, who's to say I wouldn't make the same terrible choice all over again? That is what I fear. I want to leave it all behind, to find some dark corner of the world, untouched by light, where I can wait for death to take me. Nothing more. You may be given leniency, but your sins will be with you forever. Aoyama, once this war is over, you may no longer have a home at UA. Those friends of yours like to sugarcoat things. But I'll tell it to you straight. I'll have to rip out that fear that's taken root in him by force. You will fight. It's the only thing you can do. I know. All is lost unless we win this. I know that. To achieve victory, I must now be a pawn for our side, just like them, as they're equal. I understand all that. Maybe we are no different than All for One. That's definitely the case when it comes to how we intend to use you. That said, I won't allow you to slink off haunted by those sins and die a pathetic, quiet death. Not as long as I'm a hero course teacher and you're my student. I still have no intention of expelling you. Because none of the lessons I teach my students are about living a life burdened by guilt. As ashamed and despicable as you feel, you will walk alongside the friends who still reach out to you. We will protect you. I guarantee it. Stick with them and you'll be okay. But what can a single miscreant like me even accomplish? Of course, he's still scared. Anyone would be. Which is why you're not the only one I'm putting on this path. Hey, it's time. Let's go. Right. That path is one we'll all walk together. My Hero Academia 340. The story of how we all became heroes. Part 3. We see Shinso at the final end of this chapter. Finally. And it looks like he has a hero outfit on now. Not the whole janky UA gym outfit. He actually has a hero costume now. Hell yeah. Let's go. But yeah, cannot wait to see what is happening next. Shinso's back in the manga. Can't wait to see what he does next, apparently, which is really cool. And then it's cool to see the business class students that are also with Shinso. It's cool to see them again. I know they're just minor side characters, but it's just cool to see all of these interactions with characters that we have met a long time ago in this manga. And like this, yeah, this story is, sure, it has its ups and downs with the community. I will say there are some parts in My Hero Academia that not a lot of people agree with, and some points I can say I have not agreed with how the story has gone. Um, at times of recent, especially because I understand where our author here, Horikoshi, was going with, is that obviously we have a very strong villain antagonist to our main cast of characters. And yes, we have seen that he has grown pretty strong throughout the story, but as of late, he kind of made him a little too OP. So then he had to nerf him a little bit. But then by doing so, he had to introduce a lot of characters, especially introducing America's number one hero to then just, if you're watching this and you already know what happens, I don't know why you're already here and not know what happens. Just literally getting rid of America's number one hero, introducing them, and killing them within 5 chapters. Was not a fan of that. Was not a fan of that. I was finally glad that we got to see what's going on in America a little bit. However, the whole introduction of Star and Stripe was cool. The fact that she died 5 chapters later was not it at all. But I understand what had to be done. We had to nerf Shigaraki / All for One, whoever they are at this point. It needed to be done in order for our main cast of characters to actually have a fighting chance. So I understand why a lot of people don't agree with My Hero. And at some points, and like that, in this, that, and the other, especially like some story arcs that were very good in the manga that were kind of mediocre in the anime, or vice versa. It's a little bit of both, really, just because of like how stuff was going. But I have been thoroughly enjoying My Hero Academia as a story. Like just an overall story. Like, we know that there are going to be trials and tribulations between a story about heroes and villains. It's very cut and dry with some part, because if you look at us over here in America, we're fascinated by heroes. That's what Marvel and DC is all about. And that's why we are divided, obviously, between Marvel and DC, depending on who you like. However, for me, I'm just a guy that likes all of that. Like, I like superheroes. Cool. What kind of superheroes do I like? Well, I like almost all of Marvel. And then I will say, I do like a few DC characters. Like, I'm not going to lie. Flash is pretty cool. Green Arrow's story is really cool. And I think that, the whole uh, Arrow show on CW was really good. Obviously, I'm just saying my own opinions. I'm not, advertising or sponsoring like, hey guys, you should go check these series out. I'm just saying those are what I thoroughly enjoyed. Like, I enjoy those DC shows, and then I enjoy, well, and characters, but I also like all of Marvel and like all the stuff that they have done. I've watched pretty much every movie and stuff like that. So like, I like heroes as much as like everybody else. So of course, a story like My Hero Academia is going to draw me in, and it's going to draw in a lot of people from America in. Whether we like the story or not is another thing, depending on the author and creator, Kohei Horikoshi, um, on what he brings to us. And yes, I'm going to say this. I'm going to be analyzing and reviewing this whole thing right now, because we're finally getting into the part where, our UA trader has been teased for years now. For years now. And the fact that if at one of whatever, it was either a con or something, forgot what it was, but Horikoshi said that if everything goes right, My Hero Academia will end within a year. Meaning this year of 2022. So the story's going to be picking up a lot faster, and it's probably not going to end very well, depending on publication. Kind of how Bleach was back in the day when it was being published. That's why Kubo's story was kind of rushed. But that's also because Bleach was a part of the big three and all the other stuff that was going on back in the day. But what I'm saying here is that we're finally getting story plot lines getting revealed kind of near the end of the story. And honestly, I kind of don't like that. I kind of think that should have been handled, a couple arcs ago. Um, and, I understand that, this whole UA trader plot line, Horikoshi forgot about it, and then decided to bring it back. But, like, I understand. Like, sometimes you're writing a series that you think is going to last for a while. Case in point, One Piece. um, you're writing a story that's being advertised and entertaining to a wide variety of people, and My Hero is no different. It has amazing character designs, amazing character backstories, and just and I have read some of, or I did read one of Horikoshi's previous works, Barrage, um, which you can definitely tell is very similar in a way to My Hero, but My Hero is definitely more, I guess, popular, I would say, because Barrage was very short, and My Hero is certainly very, very much longer than that. But I did thoroughly enjoy what I read of Barrage. I wish it continued on because it was actually a pretty decent story. Um, but My Hero, on the other hand, has a whole lot more going on for it, and has a very, very wide variety of world building, character development, um, and just the whole, especially right here with Aoyama, the guilt and frustration and fear and everything that is being embodied by Aoyama, pretty much. Um, which I think it is also a cool little, I guess, plot device, kind of, is that throughout this story, Aoyama has been the character to break the fourth wall the entire time. And I don't mean like literally break the fourth wall and actually talk to us, because, would be cool if we had a character. Well, we kind of did. Well, we kind of did. Yeah, we kind of did. It was twice. Because he was kind of like Deadpool, so it was a very, you know what I mean. Throughout this entire story, Aoyama has been looking at the camera in just random group shot scenes. He is looking literally at the reader or the watcher of the anime. He's literally been doing it this entire time, except now he is more in tied to the story. Like, he's not, like, right now, with him having so much more dialogue than before, and all this other stuff. Like, we get to see all of the emotions from Aoyama now than we have ever throughout this entire series. The only other part was during the license exam with Ida, where we got to see some bit of emotion from Aoyama. That's the other thing. That's pretty much it. So I am glad now that we're getting more dialogue from Aoyama as a character. Just because, we haven't really focused on a lot of side characters in My Hero. I say side characters, but they are technically still main characters. Um, Especially like Sato and Koda and um, a little bit of Mineta, but not really. I don't really care. Um, but you know what I mean. Like, they're literally the characters, and Aoyama as well, who we literally knew nothing about. We only knew what their quirks were and stuff like that. That's literally it. Like, we literally had no idea of anything from them. Um, but again, like I said, I'm glad that we're finally getting that stuff with Aoyama. It's just, I really think that this should have happened a little bit earlier. So, again, back to my point, what I was trying to say. I know I'm like rambling on here, but I'm also stating facts here of My Hero. Is the writing of My Hero Academia, story wise, is either a hit or miss because of how Horikoshi handles some of the events that are going on in the story. Um, so I can sympathize with other readers and stuff like that about not liking some plot points in the story, and also liking some plot points in the story, and just, all this other stuff. But personally, for me, I have been enjoying My Hero this entire time. Yes, I know I have said that I have not liked some parts, especially in video reviews like this, like chapter reviews. I've physically said, verbally, not physically, verbally said that I don't like what's going on in the series. Um, but that's technically what you're supposed to do as a fan. You're supposed to like some stuff, and you're supposed to dislike some stuff about a certain thing that you're interested in. And again, like I said, My Hero, it's very, very wide range of stuff. It's superheroes. It's superheroes. We gotta think about that. It's superheroes. Okay? It's superheroes. Not all of them are as cut and dry as any other American made superhero. So there's a lot of backstory with characters. So I am kind of curious to see where My Hero is going to end. Like, I understand that Horikoshi says that My Hero will probably end within a year. But will that be My Hero Academia? Or will he continue the series to where they're adults, or are we gonna have like a Shippuden storyline? Probably not. Probably not like a My Hero Shippuden, because that would be long as hell. Because I'm thinking about it. Because if you think about Naruto, it's 720 episodes, and 500 of those was literally Shippuden. So I don't expect My Hero to last as long as that. I do think that we are probably going to see the end of My Hero, and see what happens. Like I'm honestly curious to see how this story is going to end. Um, and I would like to say I don't care how it ends, but because of Bleach's ending, I kind of do care. I kind of don't want it to be rushed, and I kind of want it to end hopefully on a good note. But yeah, so that's it for me, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this read through and hell of a review and rambling on and analysis and stuff like that of what My Hero has been like over the years. But if you guys are new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe and notification bell and leave comments and stuff like that. You guys know what you're doing. And I'll see you guys